G'day guys, and a big welcome to my tips for round 22 of the season. Got 8 out of 9 last week, which I was pretty proud of, so I can keep those results ticking along. Comment how you went for the previous week if you like. Adelaide and Sydney kick us off at Adelaide Oval, which will be a massive clash. The Crows had a 43-point victory over the Bombers, pretty comfortable in the end. And the Swans, they demolished the Dockers by 104 points, I believe it was. And they absolutely demolished them, as I said. Big game this one. I think the Crows win by 11 points. Previously, Sydney have won 5 of the last 6 in pretty comfortable margins. Crows are a different side this year, a bit better than previous times Sydney have played them, and mainly because it's at home for Adelaide. Tex and Sloan should be all clear to play as well. Don't think they'll be at 100%, but tipping the Crows just mainly because it's at home for them, but wouldn't be surprised either way with the result. We got the Dogs and Port Adelaide at Ballarat. That's where they're playing this week. The Doggies, they had their colours lowered to the Giants by 8 goals. Port Adelaide got a nice win over the Pies, 27-point winners in the end there. No real confidence on either team here, but I'm going to go the Dogs, mainly because it's in Victoria. Port Adelaide don't travel amazingly well, so I'm going the Dogs by 2 points here. They've got a point to prove. Bob's retirement will be huge. He was a Ballarat boy. And that's probably why I'm tipping the Dogs. More so, I don't have great confidence in Port Adelaide, and I know the Dogs can really switch it on when they get going. Redpath may help them, I think. So we'll having them out, I should say. But yeah, we're a very tough game to pick, so I'm going the Dogs. On the gut feel there, they'll be back. Speaking of gut feels, we've got Collingwood and Geelong at the MCG. The Pies went down, as I said, by 27 to Port Adelaide at Adelaide Oval, and the Cats surprise winners, unbelievably at home, winning by 14 points, and a very handy win for the Cats there. Collingwood have beaten us every time since the start of 2014. I'm thinking it's going to continue that way. They're just one of our bogey sides, one of the sides we can't beat very well. I'm going to Pies by 17 points. If Daniel Wells plays, it'll be even more significant for Collingwood. I feel like we're a Dangerfield tag away from looking like an ordinary side. Certainly don't think he has to be absolutely instrumental for us to win, because we've got other players like Guthrie, Menegola, Duncan will be back running through the midfield, but I just think their midfield will certainly give us a lot of trouble, along with their small forward line as well, which has certainly given us headaches in the past, and I think we'll do so again, especially when they bring that frenetic pressure, which they always do against us. So I'm tipping the Pies there. We've got the Giants and the Eagles at Spotless Stadium here, and the Giants a big win over the Dogs, as I mentioned, by 8 goals, and the Eagles were did alright in the end. They got home by 17 points. I guess the Blues, who were right at the heels of the Eagles, but I'm going to tipping Giants by 28 points in this game. I think last time Nick Nat kicked the winner at Spotless in their first win over there, which is quite crazy. I don't think he'll be playing this week. Not impossible for the finals, I would say, resting for the rest of the year, but that's up to West Coast to debate there. I think, yeah, mainly because it's at home for the Giants. They're travelling brilliantly. The last few weeks have just been diabolical for the opposition. They've been ruthless and back to their best footy, so hard to go past the Giants here. We've got Gold Coast and the Bombers at Metricon Stadium, and Dean Solomon, his first game, was a little bit nervous, has to be said. Couldn't find his seat quite right, but that's fine. They went down by 58 points after a really impressive start to the Lions. The Bombers were brave throughout the night, but the Crows served them a comfortable 7-goal loss, so don't know what you can do against the Crows. I'm going to go the Bombers here by 19 points. Think they're travelling reasonably well. The Suns, I reckon they may have packed it in for the year. Gary Ablett not playing. They don't play well when he's not on the side, generally speaking. And no Tommy Lynch for the rest of the year as well, which is a massive out for the Suns as well. And I think Pops Kelly announced retirement as well. I think the Bombers are going to win here. We've got Carlton and the Hawks at Etihad Stadium. The Blues were quite gallant against the Eagles, as I mentioned before, going down by 17 points and kept it pretty close. Snapping at the heels was the terminology I was trying to use before. Just couldn't quite get it happening. But Hawthorn, they were going alright last week against North Melbourne. They came back late, North, but Hawks got a 27-point win as well. In this game, I'm going to go the Hawks by 48 points. I think they're travelling pretty reasonable, minus that Richmond game. And if they win these next 2 games and a lot of other results go their way, they are a very outside chance of making the 8. Wouldn't that be quite crazy? I think they're just the better side. Carlton are also tiring up a fair bit. Plenty of youngsters not put the cue in the rack, but they're a little bit tired. So we'll give them a bit of a breather at the end of the season. 1 round to go for them. And we'll move along to the Melbourne and Brisbane Lions clash at the MCG. The D's a very commanding 24-point win over the Saints, basically saying, yep, we're a good chance to play finals now. You guys are not playing finals. And the Lions a very good win over the Suns by 58 points, really stamping their authority there. In the Q clash, I'm going to go the Demons by 21 points here at the MCG, mainly because of that. Lions will give them certainly a good run, and they'll have to be on their game, Melbourne. But I think Melbourne's pressure and their ball use, they're quite dangerous, and especially at home, they're very tough to beat there. Saints and North Melbourne at Etihad Stadium, another Etihad Stadium clash here. The Saints, as I mentioned, went down to the D's and are out of the finals race in quite dramatic circumstances. They just were no good with the footy last week. And North Melbourne, they tried to get back into the contest against the Hawks, but they went down by just under 5 goals. Going the Saints here by a goal. North are a great chance to win this one, and it's a dead set flip of the coin. I think the Saints, yeah, don't really know. I've got more confidence in them than maybe North Melbourne, but the Saints could have also backed it in for the year as well, so it'll be very tough to see. We get to cross the line, maybe North too. I'll go the Saints though, in maybe an upset. Fremantle and Richmond, Domain Stadium, final game of the round 22 stage there. So we've got Fremantle who went down by 104 points to the Sydney, which is absolutely disappointing. Harley Bennell's back. He'll be playing his first game. The Tigers went down to the Cats by 14 points at Simmons. Very tough conditions there. Cats came to play, which is positive. And the Tigers will certainly want to come to play this week. And I reckon they'll get the job done by 15 points. Interstate wins have been pretty reasonable over the last few years. And they've even beaten the Dockers even at their best. In 2015, I think they got them. It was their first loss for the year when they were the best team in it, on top of the ladder. But I reckon Richmond can certainly do it again. The Dockers will be filthy and would want to respond. So those are my tips. Richmond by 15 points there. So round 22 tips for myself. Feel free to chuck in your tips in the comments below, guys. It'd be muchly appreciated. Like the video, subscribe for more of these. It'd be great. We'll catch you guys next time.